Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're jumping into something that, let's be honest, can feel totally overwhelming for any parent: childproofing. It just sounds like a huge, stressful job, right? But don't worry. We're going to break it down and turn all that anxiety into a really simple, doable plan. A plan to make your home a safer place for your kid to just be a kid. So, let's get right to it. You know the feeling, right? That moment. That heart-stopping moment when the room just goes quiet. 1 second, there's all this happy noise, the sound of your kid playing, and the next, nothing. And your stomach just drops. Your mind starts racing, thinking of every possible bad thing. It's a feeling every single parent knows, and believe me, it's there for a really, really good reason.
The hard truth is nearly 2,000 kids die from an injury at home every single year. And wow, that number is tough to hear. It's really sobering. But here's the most important part of that statistic. Most of these incidents are preventable. So this isn't about making you scared. It's the opposite. This is about empowering you. Because we can actually do something about this. We can bring that number down, and it starts right in our own homes. All right, so let's flip the script here. When you hear childproofing, you might think of, bubble wrapping your entire house and just saying, no, 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 all day long. But that's not what this is about. This is about being smart. It's about playing offense instead of defense. Adopting a proactive mindset. So your kid's natural curiosity leads to them learning amazing new things, not getting hurt.
And what does that actually mean, proactive childproofing? Well, here's the secret sauce. You have to see the world through their eyes. Seriously. To your little one, an electrical outlet isn't a danger zone. Nope. It's a funny little face with 2 eyes and a mouth just waiting to be poked. That dangling cord from the blinds, that's not a hazard, that's a new toy. Getting this perspective shift is absolutely crucial, because it helps you spot the dangers you would totally walk right past otherwise.
So here's a super practical way to do that. I call it the 3-step safety sweep. It's easy to remember. First, you gotta get down on their level. And I mean literally. Get on your hands and knees and crawl around. What can you see? What can you reach? What looks like it would be fun to pull on? Second is the choke test. You don't need any fancy tools for this. Just grab an empty toilet paper roll. If an object can fit inside it, it's a choking hazard. Simple as that. And third, follow the cords, every single one. Power cords, blind cords. Trace where they go and make sure they are completely out of reach and secure.
Okay, now that we've got the right mindset, let's go on a little tour. We're going to walk through the highest risk zones in the house. We'll zero in on the biggest dangers and, more importantly, the easiest fixes.
All right, first stop, the living room. This is where the family hangs out, right? It's the hub of all the action, which also means it's a hub for potential hazards. Think heavy furniture and all those cool-looking electronics.
The good news is, the fixes for the biggest risks here are actually really simple. The number one thing to worry about? Furniture tip-overs. You know how kids love to climb everything. So anchoring your bookshelves, your dressers, your TV, that's totally non-negotiable. Use anti-tip straps. For outlets, you know those little plastic plugs? Ditch them. They can be a choking hazard themselves. Get the tamper-resistant covers instead. And for those blind cords, just get some simple cleats to wrap the cords around, high up and out of the way. Seriously, 3 tiny changes for a huge peace of mind.
Okay, on to the next zone, the kitchen. And wow, this place can be a literal minefield. You've got burns, poisons, sharp stuff, all in one place. So for the kitchen, the name of the game is creating lockdown no-go zones.
You really need a few layers of defense in the kitchen. Layer 1, lock it all down. I'm talking every single lower cabinet and drawer. If it has cleaners, knives, heavy pots, anything you don't want them touching, put a lock on it. Layer 2 is all about the heat. A stove guard is great because it creates a physical wall, and knob covers are a must-have to stop little hands from turning on the gas or the burner. Honestly, if you just do those 2 things, you've handled the biggest dangers in here.
And for our last high-risk zone, let's head to the bathroom. This room is kind of unique because it's like a perfect storm of hazards. You've got water dangers, medicine dangers, and hard, slippery surfaces all packed into one small space.
Okay, so some of the fixes in here are obvious, right? You absolutely need a lock on the medicine cabinet, and a toilet lid lock is a really good idea. But here's the one pro-level tip that makes a huge difference, and it's something you might not even think about. Go to your water heater and set the maximum temperature to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 49 Celsius. Just doing that one thing can prevent a horrible scald burn before it even has a chance to happen. It's a game changer.
All right, so now we know what we need to do. But the next question is always how, right? And the idea of installing all these latches and gates can be just another thing on your to-do list to stress about. So let's make it easy. Let's talk about what you can totally do yourself and when it's maybe smarter to just call a pro.
Here's a pretty good rule of thumb. The simple stuff, like sticking on corner guards or using those adhesive cabinet locks. You got this. That's a perfect DIY weekend project. But for anything that's more structural, I'm talking about anchoring a really heavy piece of furniture to the wall, installing a gate that's screwed into the wall at the top of the stairs, or messing with the thermostat on your water heater. Just hire a pro. It's worth it to know it's done 100% correctly. That peace of mind is priceless.
Okay, so you've done the sweep, you've installed the gear, you're all done, right? You can check it off the list forever? Well, not quite. And this is a really important point to remember. Childproofing isn't a one-and-done job. It's an ongoing process because your kid is constantly changing and growing.
Think about it in stages. Around 4 to 6 months, you're doing the prep work, getting ready for them to start crawling. But then, boom, they start walking and climbing, and suddenly they can reach countertops and doorknobs. It's a whole new ballgame. So you have to go back and reevaluate everything. A good habit is to do a full home recheck at least once a year, just to make sure all your safety stuff is still working and in the right place. And listen, if you take away only one thing from this entire explainer, let it be this. All of these products, the locks, the gates, the covers, they're just tools. They are an essential layer of protection, yes, but their job is to slow a child down to buy you a few precious seconds. They are not, and I mean never, a substitute for your eyes and your attention. Nothing replaces adult supervision. Period. Okay, I know this can feel like a lot, so to make it way more manageable, here is your Do It Now checklist. Just 5 things. These are the highest impact actions you can take. Seriously, if you do nothing else, doing these 5 things will massively reduce the biggest risks in your home. Anchor your TV and big furniture. Lock up all the lower cabinets in the kitchen. Lock up all medicines. Make sure the crib is totally bare, no bumpers, no blankets. And install a hardware-mounted gate at the top of your stairs. That's it. It's an incredibly powerful start.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one question. Remember, you don't have to boil the ocean and do everything all at once. So think about it. What's the one small 5-minute fix you can make today to create a safer space for your child to explore? Just one thing, because every little step you take makes a huge, huge difference. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.